Hello everyone and welcome to OurVentura TV. I'm Sandra Siepak. On today's show, we'd like to welcome Tom Hilton. He is the VP of Development for the nonprofit organization, Project Understanding. Thank you so much for joining us on the program today.
And thank you for having me.
We're so excited to hear more about this organization. It does so many good things here in Ventura County. So I'd like you to give us some background on it and all that you do.
Well, a little background. I was a business owner for many, many years. Got into radio about 12 years ago and ended up having a talk show on KVTA 1590. Mm-hmm. I'm sure everybody knows that. News Talk 1590, KVTA.
Yes.
Okay, they all know that. So I'm the Live 805 guy. And throughout that, I got to know a lot of the nonprofits out there. I've interviewed many of them over the years.
Okay.
And one in particular was Bonnie was coming in from FoodShare.
Okay.
And I ended up becoming an ambassador for FoodShare. Mm-hmm. And then I went from there to becoming a corporate director at FoodShare.
Okay.
And as things went on and Bonnie left the organization, I decided to even look around a little bit, and I ended up at Project Understanding, which I'm so glad I did, because they really do so much in our community that people don't even know what they do.
Right.
And it's amazing how many times I talk to people and they'll say, I had no idea you guys did that.
Right, exactly, which is why I have you here today, because I want you to fill us in. How long has the organization been around?
41 years.
Wow.
It started with FoodShare. In
Okay.
fact, here's the interesting thing. Project Understanding and FoodShare started basically at the same time.
Tandem, yeah.
Tandem,
Okay.
and but FoodShare, the people from FoodShare were part of Project Understanding. They split off about 3 months later.
I see.
So Project is basically the oldest one.
Okay, all right, that's fair. Let's talk about the organization, all the resources that they have for people.
Okay.
They direct and have so many things going on.
Right.
I know they have a food program, housing program. They even have a student tutoring program,
Yes,
which
we
is
do.
so very important.
Right.
So let's start with the food program first. How does that work? How do people go about getting groceries and extras that they may need?
Well, that's something that is fantastic. I'm really proud about that.
Okay.
We have a full-on state-of-the-art pantry. It's on Johnson Drive, right here in Ventura.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And it's open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 to 1.
Wow.
Okay. And all you have to do to get fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, meats, all the products, the proteins, everything, as if you were going to Whole Foods.
Okay.
Very similar. You go in, you're able to pick your products, everything else. All you have to do is say you're hungry.
Nice.
That's it. We'll say how many people are in your family.
Okay.
You might say, well, it's myself, my husband, my 2 kids.
Okay.
So you'll get a card that says for 4. You're able to go back and get enough food for 4 people for 2 weeks.
Nice.
No questions asked, no judgment, no nothing.
How nice.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's amazing.
And where does all the food come from? Is it all donated from local vendors?
It's donated. Really, what it comes from is, see, with FoodShare is a food bank.
Right.
Okay, now FoodShare, they're not dealing with the people, they're dealing with the pantries.
Sure.
There's 225 pantries out there. We happen to be one of them, but one of the larger ones.
Okay.
So we were, when I started at Project, getting most of our food from FoodShare. But there's always a cost involved in all that because they have overhead and everything else. So we went out and we talked to all the supermarkets out there. We're now dealing with 21 different supermarkets in our neighborhood, from Trader Joe's to Costco to Whole Foods. So you name them. You name a market, we're dealing with them, and they're donating food to us 7 days a week.
Nice.
So the food is coming in fresh, it's ready, people are coming in, it's like going, seriously, a lot of times it's like going to Whole Foods. The vegetables are laid right out there,
great.
the fruit's right out there, and then you get choices between you want canned tuna, canned chicken, you want beans, you want pasta, you want this, you got it all.
What would you estimate the amount of food that is out there to how many people in a weekly, monthly basis?
Okay, well, I can tell you what we do, and I can tell you what the statistics are.
Okay.
The statistics on food insecurity, as they call it, is 1 in every 6 people in Ventura County.
That's incredible.
1 in 6.
Wow.
Now, if you do the math, that's 145,000 people in Ventura County will sometime be food insecure sometime during the month.
Okay.
Now, food insecurity means that their paycheck is the 15th of the month, their car breaks down on the 12th, they need a new transmission, and suddenly they're tapping every card they've got because most people are living paycheck to paycheck.
Yes.
By the way, Ventura is the 13th most expensive county to live in the United States.
Wow.
It's very expensive to live here.
Yes.
So the people that are living here, even if they're making a decent wage, it's not enough.
So the food pantry really makes a difference to those people
Oh yeah.
to kind of fill in the
gaps.
the gaps where
The
they
gaps.
may not have enough for groceries.
Yeah,
that
a lot
week.
of people think that we are feeding the homeless. No,
Right.
6% of the people that come to the food pantry
Local
are homeless.
families.
They're
Right.
homeless.
Right.
The 6%. The rest are families. The rest are people like you and me. And what's amazing is when we have a lot of volunteers come in from different corporations.
Okay.
And they'll come in and they're at the end they're going, this isn't what I expected at all.
Really? Wow.
I thought I was going to see people that really looked disheveled and everything, but these are like regular people. Yeah, this is an expensive place to live. And if one hiccup happens, somebody gets sick, you lose your job, the company moves out of town, they cut middle management, all
Right.
the different things. You could find yourself in that situation,
Right.
and all you have to do is come in and say, I need help, and we're there to help you.
Let's talk about supportive housing as well. I know that you also have a hand in that.
We do.
And I know that that is a concern here in Ventura County as well for many people.
It's a hard situation here.
Yes.
One of the things we do is called rental assistance.
Okay.
Now, after the fire, for instance, we were very involved in that because here, and you look right up in Ventura there, that entire complex got wiped off the map,
Yes,
right?
it did.
All those people, how many of those people had enough in reserve to put a first and last down on another place? Most of them lost everything they had because
Yes.
they never had probably insurance.
Yes.
The renter's insurance, some people get it, some people don't. A lot of people don't even know it exists.
Right.
So they don't get it. Now they've lost everything they have no money in the bank, and they've got to find a place to live.
Right.
That's where we step in.
Okay. That's
As long as
very
they can
important.
show that they can pay the bills
Right.
after they're in, we will help them with rental assistance.
Right. And get them back on their feet
Get them
again.
back on their feet. Get them
Right.
back productive.
Yes.
They didn't ask for this. They didn't
No.
ask for the fire. They didn't ask for an earthquake or anything else that happens.
Right.
It's just something, so we're there for that. We also have two different properties that we manage. One of them we own. One's called The Shore, and that is a transitional living place for people that come in,
Okay.
and the families come in, and they're able to be in there for a discounted rent.
Okay.
And hopefully get back on their feet and then move forward. And then we have another property that does similar
Okay.
with 6 different spaces in it. There's not enough. I mean,
No.
you would need thousands.
But it does make a difference for some people.
It does
to
make a difference
have
for
that.
some people. It's just a tragedy that it's not all people that need the help.
know.
That's where it
It's
hurts.
true. One good thing that we really need to talk about is the tutoring program. That makes such a difference for so many kids out here in Ventura
Yeah,
County.
it does. And let me explain the tutoring program. We have 12 different tutoring sites. Those tutoring sites are in schools, or they could be, there's a few that are in churches.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
And so what it is, it's all free to the students.
Okay.
In those 12, we've got about 450 K through 5 students going there every month.
Okay.
They get individualized tutoring because we have so many people that we get to volunteer
Right.
that they'll get the same tutor
That's
every single
great.
time they come in.
Right.
So let's say they're coming in on Tuesday and Thursday. Chances are they're going to have that same person.
Okay.
And so that person's going to be able to help them with their math and such. And most of the kids are 4th and 5th grade.
Okay.
You don't get a lot of 1st and 2nd graders, but the 4th and 5th grade, and we're so vitally important.
Right.
You think of 5th grade for a second. 5th grade, you're the biggest kid in the class.
Yeah.
You go into 6th grade, all of a sudden you're the littlest kid in the class.
Okay.
What happens? You start getting picked on, right? The 9th graders or the 8th graders pick on the 6th graders. And what happens is self-esteem issues become very prevalent now.
Okay.
If they're falling behind in school, this is where there's problems.
Okay.
It's vitally important that those 5th graders get ready to go into 6th grade. And I'll say that a lot of our tutors have really become mentors because a lot of these kids, their families are working 2 jobs. They're not getting home till 10 o'clock at night.
They can't help them with homework.
You're exhausted.
Right,
You're
right.
beat up,
Who are the tutors? Do they come from the school district or are
They come from all over.
Okay.
They come from all over. For instance, I was speaking at the university here at California, Channel Islands.
Okay.
And I was speaking in there about who we are and everything else. And we got 3 students out of there in that one speech that came. I was speaking last night to a Rotary Club. I had a few people walk up and say, I'd like to help with tutoring.
Oh,
So what
nice.
happens is that we bring them in, they're interviewed by Carol, who handles all of our tutoring.
Okay.
And go from there.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
It's a big thing for many kids who do need that extra help. And to
Yes.
have somebody that really cares and spends the time with them,
And you know what a tutor costs?
oh,
This is free.
very expensive.
This is
yes.
free. And we also supply snacks, healthy snacks.
Good.
While they're there, they're eating granola and fruit juices, not pop, not soda, all that stuff,
Okay.
waters. I mean, we provide all that so their little brains are still thinking and going along and they're not falling asleep on you.
Okay.
And it's not a daycare. You're in there to learn.
To work.
To
Right,
work.
Right, to work.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many kids are in a setting.
In a
of
setting,
tutoring setting.
some of them they're all different. I think some of them, and I don't know all of them. Some of them may have 10, some of them may have 30 at different times. It just depends on how big that has grown at that. But I do know we have 12 right now. We'd love to go to 15 this year.
Okay.
They do cost money for us to do, and that's where donations come in.
Well, let's talk about that, because the funding has to come from somewhere to keep Project Understanding going.
Right.
Where does your funding come from?
Oh my God, I'm feeling the weight of it right now,
I'm sure you need the funding.
We do need the funding. A lot of it comes from individuals.
Okay.
Wonderful individuals out there that believe in what we're doing and know who we are. The issue is always getting the word out there for people to say, I didn't even know they existed.
Right.
I gave a talk last night in Simi Valley and at a Rotary, and at the end they walked up and said, we didn't even know you guys exist. Well, guess what? We're helping with the homeless in Simi Valley. I mean, we're out there helping. We're part of that community. But you have the Great Wall of China, and the Great Wall of China is the hill that goes between Camarillo and Newbury Park.
Okay.
And once you go up that hill, and even you go over to Moore Park, you go into Simi, it's like we're two different worlds here, So it's getting the word out there that we're in your neighborhood also, and we're there to help you.
That makes a difference.
Oh, yeah.
It makes a big difference. Let's talk about the intake process and how you go about helping people. Let's say somebody comes in and they do need help, with almost everything. Let's say they need help with their food, groceries, and also some rental assistance.
Okay.
Do they have to register with your organization, or how does that work?
No, well, I don't want to say we have different departments. When you only have 5 employees, and that's all we are.
Okay.
Everybody else is a volunteer.
Yes.
We're all working departments.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So for food, it's very simple.
Okay.
You just show up.
Okay.
Now, if you need help with rental assistance, then you would probably mention something to one of those people. They will get the word to myself or to Brandy or Jan Hewling or Carol, one of us in there, and then we would start working on that.
Okay.
We have our homeless, and we haven't even touched base on our homeless situation.
Yes.
And because we are the H2H, which is Homeless to Home program.
Okay.
Okay. We have Hank that's been with us forever. I believe Hank is going on 16 or 17 years. He knows every homeless person out there by name. And if somebody is homeless, then they would go to Hank. Hank at that point in time will start looking into different places, different programs. Maybe they have a court case coming up. Maybe there's different things. We help them with all that.
Wow.
Identifications, they don't have their Social Security anymore. They don't have, this is where we get involved to help.
That makes a big difference. So there's a lot of resources that you can offer them.
There's a lot of resources we can offer. And one thing I want to make real clear, we're not there for handouts. We are there to give a handout, not a handout.
Right.
And why I say that is, if we see somebody and they're coming in consistently for food, we are going to ask, hey, I noticed you've been coming in here. I've seen you the last couple of months. Is there anything else we can do to help you? And in fact, we're working with our Step 1 program right now to really take that to the next level of trying to get people back on their feet again in productive parts of our economy and our community.
Which makes it so much better.
For all of us.
Then, these people do have someone that cares.
Yes.
And they're not feeling like they don't have anywhere to turn. And Project Understanding does make a difference in that
We do make a difference in that. And the one thing, people want to be part of a community.
Yes.
And when you're outcast and when you're having these problems,
absolutely,
you feel like you're so alone that there's nothing that can be done for you. And that's not true. That's not true.
I was hoping you could share with us the website so that people can take a look on the website for more information and possibly, get what they need.
Yeah. ProjectUnderstanding.org.
Okay.
Simple as that. You can go to Facebook under Project Understanding. Simple as that.
Okay.
If you want to donate to Project Understanding, and God bless you, we can use it, there is a donate button right there. You can always get a hold of me, and I'm pretty simple. It's T as in Tom, Hilton, just like the hotel. No, I'm not part of that family. I'm on the poor side of that family. Okay. At projectunderstanding.org. That is my email. If you email me, I'll be happy to give you all the information that you need to make the proper decision on whether you do want to donate or not.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much, Tom Hilton from Project Understanding. I wish you the best with the organization.
Well, I thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And thank all of you for joining us today on OurVentura TV. I'm Sandra Siepak. Thank you, and see you next time. Bye, everyone.